Diagnosing and resolving the mail routing issues. Let us understand what is first of all meant by analyzing the mail flow. So for the mail flow, we need to see and understand how the mail API works. Let's have an overview on it. So in the Google Cloud, we got App Engine applications which can send an email message on behalf of the app's email receiving addresses and on behalf of some users with the Google accounts. Now apps can receive the email at various addresses. So these apps, they're gonna send messages using the mail service and receive messages in the form of HTTP request initiated by the App Engine and posted to the app. So sending the mail to the recipients. The mail service can send email messages to one or more recipients, where a message contains a subject, a plain text body and an optional HTML body. It can also contain the file attachments with some limited set of headers, and you can use any email address for a recipient. Now a recipient can be in the messages to field and in the CC field, or it can be even in the hidden where from the message recipients. So you can say a blind carbon copy maybe. Now when an application calls the mail services to send the message is queued and then the call returns immediately. And now the mail service uses the standard procedures for contacting each recipient's mail server and then delivering the message, and even retrying in case the mail server cannot be contacted in certain scenarios. Now another one is sending the mail from the Google Workspace. So if you will be sending an email from a domain managed by the Google Workspace, you should set the DNS SPF records for your domain to indicate that Google is a trusted source for your email. Now for the instructions on how to do this, you need to see SPF records in the Google Workspace Help Center. Now note that if you use aliases set up for your Google Workspace domain, you cannot send the email from the email addresses that you are using as your domain alias. Now next, let us understand what is meant by the bounce notifications when the mail is not delivered. So mail that matches a known signature for spam, viruses or other malicious content that may not be accepted for delivery. If the mail service cannot deliver a message, or if a recipient's mail server returns a bounce message, for an example, because there is no account for that address on that system. So an error message can be sent by email to the address of the sender for the message. The application itself does not receive any notification about whether delivery succeeded or failed. So by default, if email bounce notifications are not enabled, in order to receive the email bounce notification, you will need to configure it separately for your application. Now, you will have to follow few steps where we can come up and read the email full headers. So the first step is open the email you want to check the headers for. Then next, to reply, click more and then simply hit show original. After that, you can copy the text on the page. Then you can open the message header tool. Now in the paste email header here, paste your header, and finally you can say click analyze so that your header can be analyzed. So how we can see if the messages are delayed? Let's try to follow certain steps to understand this. So at first you need to open the email you want to check the headers for. Next, to reply, click more and then show original. Then next, to create a DAG, look to see how much time it took for the email to be delivered after it was sent. Let's learn all about email log search. You can use email log search in order to review the email delivery logs, and hence you can evaluate the message delivery for your organization. Now email log search helps you to find missing messages. For an example, the messages which were sent to the spam, or maybe they were routed incorrectly. You can also use email log search in order to determine the message IP addresses, troubleshooting how policies are affecting your mail flow, and even to check the status of a message after it has been delivered to a user's Gmail mailbox maybe. So this includes the message labels, message location, and if the message is deleted. You can also track message delivery with an email log search. Let's try to see how we can do that. So in order to use the email log search, we can come up and review the email messages sent and received by the user in your domain in the past 30 days. So you can review all the messages or search for the messages by the email addresses, or even we have the technical term called message ID. Also, you can download the search results to a CSV file or open them in a Google Sheet. Now the email log search is not available to resellers using a resold domain admin console with the reseller console. You can also search for the message and you can follow certain steps. So at first you need to sign into the Google admin console. From the admin console homepage, go to the reports and then go for email log search. Now you need to select a date range from the past 30 days using the down arrow key, or specify some range using a calendar structure over there. So after that you can click on the search button and then the search results will be returned within a minute or two. Sometimes it can take up a longer duration, maybe up to an hour, and it totally depends upon what kind of data you have. But generally the search results will be limited to 1000 messages. Now, however, for multiple pages which comes as a result, so we can use the arrows to navigate top, bottom of the messages, and we can simply move to the page numbers. So you can click a subject or a message ID for the message details, which includes some delivery path and the status for that particular message. Now we will discuss about using the G Suite toolbox. The first one is debug browser issues. Browser Info is a browser-based debugging tool which can be used to capture the client-side information. You can look for obvious information that might impact user experience on the internet. User agent is a tool that analyzes the user agent string. The second one is verify the DNS issues. So here we check the MX, which is an easy to use DNS validation tool that looks for some common MX record misconfigurations. Dig can also be used as a web-based equivalent of the Unix dig command. Another one is analyze HAR and the log files. So HAR analyzer allows you to analyze the captured HAR files, whereas the log analyzer enables you to analyze the log files generated by the Google products. So the products includes Google Chrome, Google Workspace Sync, and even for Microsoft Outlook and Google Cloud Directory Sync. So we have a log analyzer 2, which is a tool to open some large log files which are generated by the Google products, and then you can diagnose some common problems. The fourth one is investigate the mail issues. Now message headers will analyze the SMTP message headers, which generally help to identify the root cause of delivery delays. So you can detect some misconfigured servers and the mail routing problems.
For more details, check the link in the description. Learn with Whizlabs. Success certified.